Well, hello, you saucy nuggets, and welcome to our mid-campaign live stream for Heroes Be Damned. I'm the Magic Nate. I'll be one of the co-hosts today. Enjoy. I mean, there's no sense not getting straight to it. The people that you guys are all hoping and wanting to watch at home from where or whether or not you're wearing pants. Well, I have Terry Kavanaugh and Vince Tanico. I'll bring them up. How's it going, you guys?
What's going on? What's going on?
Hello. I'm
Hi.
Terry. He's Vince. Where he's Vince.
Yes. Oh, here. Wait.
That's
We can use
terrible.
my
Yeah.
we can use my fancy talk show layout. There we go.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
like
Yeah.
I can't do that. Leave to me.
like this. Whew.
Yeah. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Well, how's it going, you guys? You just are we how are we feeling with this campaign?
I'm feeling good about it. It looks
Yeah.
like it's doing well,
Yeah.
and it deserves it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
at the halfway point, or we just passed the halfway point for Heroes Be Damned, and I think it's important for us to come on and talk to our peoples and see how things have been going.
He's the people's. He's the people's.
Just
This
the,
one.
the peoples.
Damn.
No, it's
I
been
don't know
like
where you are.
it's been pretty crazy.
Vince is the all-around creator, the writer artist. So I'm nothing but the hired help.
A great honored help. No, it's been great insight and everything else working with Terry.
It's been a pleasure. It really has.
Yeah, the whole campaign's been really fun, crazy.
Yeah. There's so much going on with the campaign,
Yeah.
so many different offers. I
Agreed.
feel like
It's
I'm living in an advertisement right now.
I mean, that's what it's really all about. It's getting the word out there, making sure people understand what's been going on with it, seeing how everybody's felt. We are at 149% funded,
Wow.
which is pretty amazing, especially uh I mean, we have 11 days left, 10 days left of the campaign.
Yeah.
Uh so it's really cool to see everything going on with y'all's work on this. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Uh
Vince, have you done like the covers for certain tiers of the Kickstarter campaign? Weren't you doing commissions?
Oh, not yet. I haven't been told what it is yet.
Okay.
Like I know
oh,
some been supported, which is good, been funded. So I'm like, don't know what it is yet.
Okay.
I'm curious.
If they leave it up to you, what are you going to do?
But they live up to me. Oh
Yeah.
man, I have no idea. People always ask that, and I'm just like, you got to give me something, just something.
Do you think most people will come at you asking for sketches of the characters in this project or other favorite characters of theirs from other publishers?
You know what? It's been a good mix between. It's literally almost half and half. So
Really?
the comic stores I've been going to, I mean, it's pretty cool when they say like, "Hey, draw the character in your book." I was like, "Oh," or even I think one guy even asked. He got like 3 books, and he said, "Draw 3 of your characters like ones in the book." I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I got to draw like Victory and Mystic, but most of them is the Dan mostly.
Yeah.
mhm.
But I do get a mix of other characters too. So
And it's too bad you only have about 1,000 characters available from
oh,
this one series.
not enough. Not enough.
Well, if you guys are watching live from wherever you are, feel free to throw in the comments during this live stream any questions you have for Terry, Vince, or I guess even me. And we'll do our best to answer them. We'd love to talk to you guys about this. Um, before we dive into any of like details or some other you might want to know, um, How about we take a look at the campaign so far? So I can get my super sharing screen up and running.
Ooh, ooh,
There we go.
Nice.
Nice. So we do have, okay, so 11 days to go now that we're at 9:06 a.m. uh Pacific time. We have 11 days to go, or 10 days to go, and 194 backers. Like, that's
yeah, that's pretty cool.
insane.
That's great.
Uh, we're almost to 200, so let's get there. Let's hit that 200.
Nice.
It's a plan.
Uh, Going over the campaign, if you guys haven't seen it all, we have a story section, and we have three issues. Chapter 1, 2, and 3 of Heroes Be Damned, available now on our Kickstarter. And I can attest it's a very interesting and entertaining story if you're not into like traditional superhero saves the day and things like that. On our Kickstarter, we do have characters marked as loathe or the damned. Um, any insights on this character, Terrier Vance?
Vince, it's your character.
Oh, any insights? Well, he is a bit of a mystery, so I don't want to give too much away. But you can just say what this character is like. I don't know how you put it. Like, just imagine someone just so unstoppable,
Yeah.
right? And doesn't even say a word.
Yep.
When I tell people that, they're just like, oh man, really?
Well, that's part of what really adds to the mystique of the character.
Yes.
Really, that you wonder what he'd say if he had something to say. I'm still curious if he's going to say something before the end of the series.
Who knows?
We'll see.
We'll see.
And Nate, what you said about it not being, it is a superhero, supervillain story. It's just not like any told ever before. And it's just so high octane, high energy all the way. So many different characters are introduced, some of which are semi-recognizable
Yes.
as superheroes or supervillains you might have seen in other places. They're not exactly the same. They all have enough of a twist to make them unique, but you can see where some are inspired from. And that's part of what I really enjoyed about this when I was first exposed to it. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm sort of reading a Batman story, but it's not constrained by the limits to what Batman could or would do.
Agreed. I was
the
kind of giggling to myself about one of the characters. I don't know. Am I allowed to? One of the main supporting characters, Dr. Magic, that made me giggle a little bit. I'm like, okay. Because that's when it kicked in for me, because I'm like, okay, I can see where like parallels to uh pop culture superheroes are. And then the Dr. Magic thing, and then it hit me. I'm like, okay, it's almost like satire in a sense, because it's not about them. It's about the story happening. I almost gave it away. It's about the story that's happening, not the supers themselves.
And much of it's happening to them, and their reactions are what we get to see.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have. Okay, I don't know how do you pronounce this? Because I was reading it, and I always say Tur, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it seems right. Terror. It's actually based
Okay.
on the god of war from the Norse mythology.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, and I've been pronouncing it Tyr.
But Tyr I like, though. That's the idea.
Yeah, and I think that gives it a really poignant element,
Yes.
actually, when you think of the word Tyr.
Yeah, because I had another
I
character. I had another character with a name of Ares from my other storyline. But I just had that kind of like liking the names of the God of Wars type thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted to still that connection. But the Tyr was what I really wanted to kind of emphasize on her name.
Which, Nate, is a good lead in to speaking about the tiers for this Kickstarter program.
You know what? Definitely. We could
Bring
scroll
on the
back up.
tears.
Let's talk about the tiers. With this campaign, we have so many cool tiers going on.
Yes.
And welcome to everybody who's tuning in. Wow, we're getting more and more people. That's cool. Uh,
Nice.
Everybody tuning in, we have the Kickstarter going on. We have the link in the comments right now for this Kickstarter. If not, you can go to the 24/7 comics profiles or Vince's profiles and just click the link, and you could be a part of this wonderful Kickstarter going on currently. So the reward tiers are pretty awesome. Tier one is going to be your standard. It's the Heroes Be Damned 1 through 3, both physical and digital copies. Um, this is kind of like your base level. So if you just want something to read and add to your collection, go for this. Do it. Um,
Do it.
Tier two is that plus the sketch cover ash can. So you get the ash can edition of issue one, which is awesome as well. Tier three, in addition to everything else, we're adding onto it the hollow cover, hollow foil cover for uh, issue one, which is going to be shiny, and we'll probably talk a little bit more. I know that we have the samples done, but I don't have the videos
Ooh.
for it. But it's gonna be shiny, it's gonna be kind of patterned, and it's gonna match everything. So if you like holographic foil, definitely add that to your collection. Uh, Terry or Vince, you guys could probably talk a little bit more about the Bill Sienkiewicz
Ooh.
metal cover for issue one on tier four.
Go ahead,
It's
Terry.
it's spectacular as always,
Yes.
as to be expected with Bill. But he really captured this character in one single image, the body language, everything about it, and it's in Bill's inimitable style.
Mm. Done so well.
I hate to try and use that word inimitable. Always.
Admittable.
But I mean, it's pretty cool having like a fully, it's a metal cover. Not like
Yeah.
metal, but like, well, I mean, it's pretty metal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Metal.
yeah, but it's metal. It's definitely a collector's piece, and I don't know if I can. Maybe
So nice.
I could try to zoom in a little. Nope, it doesn't like zooming in.
Okay.
Okay, we're not zooming in anymore. But the art's pretty amazing as well.
Yes.
So highly recommend it. The hollow foil and the metal cover are both going to be available as add-ons. We'll get to the add-ons in a little bit. But those are the tiers. Highly recommend those if you just want a ton of the Heroes Be Damned stuff. Tier 5, which is cool, uh, includes most of everything before it. It'll have a hollow foil on it. It'll have 1 through 3 digital and physical. But instead of just getting the blank sketch cover ash can, um, there's going to be a little head sketch on tier 5 from Vince. Vince is
Oh.
going to be drawing. Uh,
To be news to Vince.
he got voluntold, and he's really great at it.
I just been told, just draw, Vince. Keep drawing. Okay, no problem.
I like that. I like that word, voluntold. I'm gonna.
Voluntold.
He got voluntold.
Yeah, I'm gonna be using that in my everyday life.
Please do.
my new vocabulary been added.
Yeah, with tier 5, Vince is going to be sketching on the sketch covers. So if you want unique art or something that's going to be one-off, because no two pieces of art are the same, definitely check out tier 5. Tier 6, more Vince art, but this one's pretty amazing. So you'll get like I believe it's hollow foil, ash can, 1 through 3 digital and physical, but the original cover art. These are on ginormous, I think it was 17 by 22s,
That is correct.
and it's the cover art, some of the cover art from the series. Do you have any insights on this?
Yeah, the cover art, like, yeah, everything in the book is mostly all digitally inked, but the covers are all done traditionally, hand drawn by me. There
And
might be some teardrops on there too.
well, it looks like it includes a little bit of your actual blood.
Yeah, I think that's my one there. being voluntold a lot.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Old,
Get
yes.
it done. I know they're being pretty good with the deadline. So,
And then we have a tier 7, which is pretty insane. So really, this is about the cover quality commission from you, Vince. You want to tell our viewers a little bit more about that?
yeah, that one there, like, I think I just worked on that just last week, actually.
Oof.
And it was Carl saying, like, draw me Wolverine versus Omega Red.
Oh, wow.
But I love when people tell me, like, go crazy. So Carl goes, go crazy.
Yeah.
And then like here, I won't say it would do justice, but when you see it in person, man, the blood and everything, and just seeing all the tentacles are actually going through Wolverine.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Like it's in him.
And how big is this piece?
17 by 22.
Okay, so it's a big one too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mostly I did it with ink brushing. I like working with the ink brush.
Mm. And hey, Jane, thank you for being you.
Oh, that's Jane.
Hi, Jane.
We love Jane. Jane's awesome. We'd probably explode without Jane.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's a nice little picture of you.
Oh, yeah.
Holding it. That's great. I like that.
Oh, with my signature too. Nice.
Yeah. So we do have 7 tiers for this, and yes, Jane says, "Hi guys." Huge. And if you guys are watching and tuning in, please feel free to drop comments in for these fine gentlemen and myself, and would be happy to answer whatever we can and tease whatever we want, because this is
Yes,
going to be so much fun.
we have to make sure we talk enough to keep Nate from nailing anything into his nose. If it gets low, he's going to fall back on that, and no one wants to see that.
Barry, he's a magician, man. He's just gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, no one
It's
wants
gonna come out of nowhere.
You know what? If
Nope.
we hit, let's say, if we hit 210 backers by the final stream, I'm not going to do the nail thing, but I'll do one of my favorite effects on that I do in my professional show at on the final stream. We'll do that.
Is it nailing anything into anybody's body?
No nails and orifices.
Oh, good. Thanks for that. Thanks for that image.
So you heard it here, folks. Get your friends, your family, your exes, your cousins, whoever it is, in on Heroes Be Damned. We'll do a cool magic trick on the final stream.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of these add-ons. So we covered the hollow foil, and we talked about the hollow foil and the metal cover before, but let's talk a little bit about these metal cards. I don't have them with me at the moment, and I know Carl has them on hand all the time, but these are cool. So if you guys have never seen anything with 24/7 comics before, or if you're new to the things we do, we have these collectors metal cards that go along with each of the comic series that we've done. It's pretty amazing, each of those, and they're so stinking cool. I can actually, I have one of them from, I believe it was Zero Ghost. And oh look, there's the 24/7 comics store. So if you want to be cool like Magic Nate and get a 24/7 comics hat, it's right there. Definitely recommend it. but
Oh yeah.
these cards are amazing. Um, they're made out of metal. They have a lot of the artwork from. They have all artwork from the comics on them. So on the front, it's the characters. On the back, um, there we go.
Wait, Vince, aren't these heroes on the front and villains on the back or something like that?
I think they changed it.
Oh, they
We're
did.
we're doing
Yeah,
50-50. So
yeah, yeah. Because I
so
think they have
these.
like the character and then the info on the back, I believe.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah,
So on the
like
front, we have our characters. On the back side, we have stats, a little bit about the characters themselves, and all the action that goes along with it. So for the Heroes Be Damned campaign, we're doing the same. We have the Heroes Be Damned metal cards. These are collector's things. So on the front, you can have something like Dr. Magic or the Damned. And on the back side, we'll have stats. These ones, I believe we have 10. We're going to be having 10 cards, or yeah, right? 10, or
I
is it
think
12?
so.
Uh
I can't
we
remember.
I know, right? There's so many things.
I'm being told.
On these metal cards, these are collectors. They're heavy duty. They're really cool. Jane coming in clutch, letting us know that there are going to be 12.
Oh,
It's
well,
6 and 6, so 6 heroes, 6 of the villains, all put on these with stats. Um, Definitely something to put in your collection. Highly recommend it. Um, I'm excited to see what comes out of those. And I'm a little biased, but it's my favorite add-on. It's Heroes Be Damned, the social deception card game. Um, this is the first 24/7 comics campaign that we've actually done. That we've actually created a game for it, and it's so cool.
If you do
uh,
say so yourself.
yeah, just a little.
thanks,
uh,
Nate.
this was actually really awesome to put together and be able to do. It kind of works really well for Heroes Be Damned, giving the themes and everything like that. So if you guys enjoy social deduction games, or if you do game night with your friends or family, highly recommend you add this on. We have 36 cards in the pack, plus the instructions sheet comes in a nice little handy card case. Um, Jane and I worked with Terry and Vince to make sure that this is done right. And we have everybody from The Damned, we have Dr. Magic, we have Gaia, Thomas. Like, these all have to do with the different storylines and people going on in the Heroes Be Damned story. Uh, just like some of the more popular social deduction games on out there is the night phase, the day phase, 18 different roles. Highly recommend you guys pick this up. It is an add-on. We have a bunch of people who actually already added it on to their pledges.
Nice.
So
I'm
I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah, me
hoping to
too.
get a set for free.
Yeah, well, with you guys going to Heroes Con, Carl is going to be bringing you guys some for to show off, maybe at some future signings or whatever. You can have like a little game corner and run some sessions of Heroes Be Damned, the social game,
Great. I want a
and
hat. I want a hat too.
and a hat.
Yeah, me too.
That way we could all show up and be matchies. That'll be great.
I want
Uh,
a bloody version.
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds great.
Oh,
Actually, yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing the game.
it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
I'm making a long trek from where I'm at currently to pick up a few decks from Carl
Oh,
um, on Wednesday. So it's gonna be so good, and I'm very excited. There's a brewery in Southern California that's comic book themed. So I'm seeing if we can do a
oh,
24/7 comics game night and
Wow,
appearance.
oh.
More to
wow.
come on that. and
that's
maybe
so
we
cool.
can get that going. Thank you everybody for watching so far. Let's talk a little bit about a few more characters. We have Victory and Mystic. Any insights on these two?
Vince?
Victory. He's sort of like, if you were to, because I always have people like, you got to have like, he kind of resembles Superman in a way. But when you look more into the character, he's definitely on his own level for sure. And Mystic is the
He's got
granddaughter.
more attitude. He's got more attitude than Superman. He thinks of himself as an elevated being, as opposed to Superman, who tries to keep himself grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like to put him more of like someone who knows. You can say almost like a general, like he knows the tactics needed as well.
Yeah.
I don't really see much of what Superman you could say, but I find what I try to make with Victory is that he's a superhero and he's like patriotic the whole bit, but you put him into war, he knows what to do.
Yeah, he's got a Cable aspect to him.
Yeah. And then of course, and Mystic is actually the granddaughter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's more like an opposite of her grandfather. She's very like shy, introverted, trying to live up to the name, I guess, to her grandfather. But she does play a big part, though.
And he's a seasoned vet of the superhero, supervillain wars, whereas she's just sort of coming into her own with her powers and sort of learning. So they give opposite ends of the spectrum in the story. And I can't speak highly enough about when I was first introduced to this project and asked to be involved. I was a little concerned at first that Vince was the artist and the writer, because with rare exceptions in the industry, you'll find people take shortcuts when they do that. They might take a shortcut as the writer, figuring they'll fix it or beef it up in the art, or vice versa. And that did not happen at all with this project. I was a real pleasant surprise for me. I was a little concerned at first going into it, saying, I'm afraid I know what I'm going to get here, but that was not the case at all. There are no shortcuts taken by Vince here.
Thank you, Terry. Yeah, I totally agree with Terry. Like, as an artist, you tend to, like, if you were to write it and you are drawing it, you can easily make it a little bit easier on yourself at the same time. Yeah. But with this one, I'm just like, okay, I got to do a whole scene of whatever. Let's do it. And I'm doing it.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was Eric Larson or Howard Chaykin recently on one of the Unhinged episodes who said, because they've both written and drawn their own work.
Yes.
Saying that, they get into battles in their head and the writer will write something, the artist will say, I'm absolutely not drawing that. I'm absolutely not doing that. And then it probably gets a little ugly. And then probably loved ones have to get involved.
Exactly.
Of course. We also have some supporting or random characters here. Some of them do appear in issues 1 through 3. And just teasing it out there, you guys are working on 4 through 6, aren't you?
We are.
Oh, yeah. And there's more characters to come.
Like, I know he's this character is I'm making sure my mouse is visible on screen, that's why. This character's in there in issues 1 through 3. This character is we kind of get a glimpse of him, and the devil's in there in his normal form. Any teasers about who any of these other folks are, or do you want to talk about any of these characters?
It's funny, like some of them I totally forgot. But don't get me wrong, like when I designed a lot of these characters, there's like a whole backstory when I'm drawing them. So it wasn't just like randomly. Like this particular one, I think I was just using as like to introduce to Carl and what the world's expecting, what it's gonna look like. And then like looking at some of them now, like it's all coming back to me. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy or this girl. But they'll actually will be added to the next few issues. But they're more like, because when you see what's happening in the whole story, while I'm drawing it, like I want to show everything that's happening within this superhero world. Yeah. You're gonna see a whole bunch what's gonna happen to them.
That makes sense. This is good. This is really cool because it's definitely a story that uh, captures the idea of not just good versus evil or whatever. Um, it goes into the harder parts of the consequences of being a superhero or super being, which is an interesting take on everything. Um,
Yeah,
I
and
do.
it deals with what it is to be a normal human in a world populated by super beings, and how that affects you in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Even in the first issue, Vince, the interaction, I hope I'm not giving too much away, between Mystic and the girl at the mall,
Yeah, yeah.
tells you something about how there's two different levels
Yeah.
for these people, and how it impacts the superhero or the super characters, and how it impacts the normal person on the street.
Yeah.
Mhm. Uh, do you guys want to talk a little bit about the preview pages we also have on here? If we want to do that now. Um,
Preview?
yeah, here's the wraparound cover for issue 1, which is
Yes.
pretty awesome. For those watching and you haven't checked out the Kickstarter yet, please do so. Our links are everywhere. Um, but this is also a black and white, mainly black and white
Hmm.
um, series. What was the idea behind that? Because you got accents of red, but it's all basically black, white slash grayscale.
Yes.
Um, very dramatic.
Yeah, I mean, I could have the option of like having someone, because I don't do coloring myself personally. Um, but I always loved the black and white look, and it does fit like the style I do because I'm very detailed,
Absolutely.
right? But I like to think that my details still give a story at the same time. You can do a lot of details, but if you're going to do it in comic books, you got to have it done right in a way because you want to get totally lost. So with this one, I did want to prefer to do it my way in a way, or my style, just because like people will know right away it's my stuff. If it was to be colored, it could, but then if you get it colored, a lot of the work that I put into it will get lost.
Yes.
So I have to
So
draw it differently in order to have a colorist do it.
also thematically, it speaks to the story.
Yeah,
The black and white characters, but in reality, the gray between them is really where the story takes place.
yeah,
And I think that thematically helps tell the story. And I also agree with you that I don't know that color would add to what's going on, except the way you use it, which is very dramatically. When you have the splashes of red, they stand out.
yes, yeah. Especially like what I try to do as well. Like I like to think when people see my pages or the artwork I do, I like them to have them kind of stop, and it has to kind of make someone slow down as they read to the page.
Yeah.
And if you're when it's colored, yeah, you can flip through it, but you really have to like look at everything, follow the
Mhm.
bubbles over the lettering.
Yep.
And little things are like, I didn't see that.
Well, and I think what's showing right there speaks to that. You
Mm,
know, you have the knight throwing a punch, and then the dam's response to it coming in inside that punch to
yeah,
elbowing him in the face. Those are actual moments.
yes, little things like that.
This is, yeah, that's a solid panel. I mean, and then you got the issue 2 wraparound cover, which
Mm.
still black and white, but man, you can feel glow. You can feel
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
pure badassery. I think that's the right phrase for that.
And the
Because you
body
got,
language of Imperial sort of standing over victory like that, that's really tells a story unto itself without any words.
yeah,
yeah, and then you got the damned in the upper like portion of this, which not many people may catch immediately, but using a character as the contrast and darkness
Mhm.
that's there is so interesting.
yes,
Um, then we have this was a cool panel that's in that issue, which is uh, I think it's interesting the contrast of styles that you incorporated in this as well
Mhm.
and
yeah.
references.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the representation of the idea of the multiverse, or we like to call the planes of reality.
Hmm.
Even like just showing like the many Earths and all that stuff, the different versions of Mystic, just to give that kind of insight of what's happening or what's going to be happening around them.
Yeah. The one that's in the middle on the right side reminds me of like X-Men comics. Like that was the first thing that popped in my head was like,
Well, even when I did like, if
probably
you
just
look
bias.
closely, if you look closely, like
Inkology, thanks for watching.
oh man,
We see your comment of super cool. Um, or very cool. I completely agree. There we go. There we go. Pop
hey,
that on there.
And this double page splash shows that Vince hasn't just created a world; he's created a universe. Really, where all
Hmm.
this takes place in, I mean, which is an amazing thing to be able to do in just the first three issues, uh, and that's there.
yeah. And one thing to add too is like just the little details. Like if you look at all the different Earths, I mean, I could easily just cut and paste it and just duplicate it, but
Yeah,
each one's actually different. So I drew each one different.
yeah.
That's really cool. That's a great detail. Something for
Yeah,
you guys to look out for.
that's what I mean,
K-pop,
man.
what's up, K-pop?
K-pop,
Hi, K-pop.
K-pop junkie.
Love it when K-pop tunes in. uh,
K-pop's a regular.
and
She's
then you
always
got
pop, pop.
Pop Pop waiting for the Lumpia song. That's what we're waiting for. uh, this is a cool panel too. Some stuff happening in space. We're not going to give context or why they're in space here.
Mm,
Uh, this is so amazing to, yeah, you've expanded everything from being a fight on Earth to being a fight everywhere.
Yep.
Uh, K-pop girl. Yes, we're gonna go for the Garl Fieri thing. Uh, this, however, is probably my favorite wraparound cover
I like it.
because it's so different from everything else. Uh, Unbelievably epic. Instead of being in black and white with any red accents, it is red with black.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
And
almost like a last decision I did.
Oh, it's a
Really,
great idea. It's a great approach, and it makes
yeah,
it stand out, like Nate said.
exactly. Originally,
Mhm.
it was all just black and white with a little hint red here and there. But in that last moment, I'm like, it all red.
Let's go all in. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's very fitting for the scene that it references in that issue.
Yes.
exactly.
Uh, this is I love how this is I think it was issue 3 where it just starts getting more and more epic and a little more like the tensions are rising, which
Hmm.
was
Yeah.
very interesting. Uh some comments. Yes, Garl is searching the galaxy for Lumpia. Uh
Movie, yeah.
Inkology. I'm loving the red and black. Feels emotionally charged,
Definitely does.
Yes.
and
And
K-pop thinks it looks great.
and speaking to this third issue, I mean, really, what I thought was brilliant about this is we understand in the first two issues why people are afraid of the damned. But by the third issue, we start to see that even hell is afraid of the damned. I mean, that's an elevation of character extreme.
Yes.
Completely agree. I mean, this panel right here of the damned, and then you have Victory, Dr. Magic, Gaia, and then the damned. Just the range of emotion
Hmm.
that you put in
Yeah.
is pretty amazing. Like you see somebody pose like that, you know what's going to be happening.
And it won't be good.
Yep.
Mm-mm. Hell's no.
So those are some of the preview pages that we have on the Kickstarter. Uh, it is amazing just to see the things accomplished with that. And I really want to see this. Um, I'm ready to see how people react when they get it in their hands.
Yeah, I'm looking
Inkology
forward to
has.
that.
Uh, is this a full world build out, or are you using mythology and other sources for the story?
It's for pulled out or using mythology.
I think it's
I, it's a mix,
yeah, I
sure.
think it's both,
Yeah,
and I think that allowed by using mythology and archetypes that we're comfortable with, it makes it more accessible to build an entirely new world. If you
yeah,
just build it out of whole cloth, then people have nothing necessarily to connect with.
yeah,
But if you're using archetypes they're familiar with, then they have a way in and accessibility to it.
exactly. And like when you always have people
I
always
am.
comparing the characters. So when you
Right.
see like Dr. Magic, you kind of like, oh, it's like whatever, but then you're like, oh, there's more to these characters.
That's half the fun,
Yeah,
really, though. Okay, I know what archetype this represents, but now you see a twist on it, or you see a further development that honestly couldn't necessarily be done with the characters, the existing characters out there, since they're meant to last forever.
yeah,
You don't have to deal with that here. You're not restricted by that.
exactly.
You can have them, good characters go bad, bad characters go good. That's not good English, but I personally can't wait. I've seen the stories for the next 3 issues, but I can't wait to start seeing some of Vince's art for this
Oh,
when
can't
they
wait.
stop voluntelling him to draw other things.
Yeah, man, tell you, I can't wait because like every book, I'm always looking forward to drawing. Like especially if you look at third issue, I couldn't wait to get to that one.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
the first one was great, and the second one I was just looking forward to, and then the third one, like oh, but then 4 and 5 and 6, oh, can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. Inkology was saying that they like seeing how characters evolve that way. Yeah, I'm excited to see 4, 5, 6 because um, I'm enjoying the story so far, and I think it definitely needs to get its flowers and to see where everything goes. I'm going to put the link again in the chat for those of you who are just tuning in. We are doing just a quick little mid campaign stream talking about Heroes Be Damned by Vince Nico, and it's the return of Terry Kavanaugh. Ooh, ah.
Woo.
I was
Um,
missing.
I know in preparation for Heroes Be Damned and as promotion for it, we've set you guys on your own live streams with Super Sketchy with Vince and then Unhinged with Terry. Do you guys want to tell the folks a little bit about those streams and um, how you guys have felt that's been going? And you know,
I've really been enjoying Unhinged. I have a different guest uh, that is a colleague from my many, many, many decades of experience in the industry. I have new friends and old friends. I've really enjoyed it. Everybody has unhinged stories to tell about the industry. Even the few people that I've had on that we don't share unhinged stories, they have their own, and some are new to me, which is fun.
Nice.
Vince,
Yeah, the super sketch has been really fun for sure. Like I'm not used to be in front of the camera most of the time, but it was definitely something to step out and just it's something new, you can say. But it's been a lot of fun. Just
yeah,
having like old friends that I met over the years and just talking whatever as we're drawing whatever.
yeah.
mhm.
And
And
then
if you're not used to being in front of the camera, it's nice that you're doing something you are comfortable with, which is
yeah.
drawing. You don't have to focus on the camera. You can focus on what you're doing.
Hey, but it's been pretty good. Like I was it would have been nice to see the faces because when you think about when I'm drawing, I don't see nothing.
Yeah.
I have the phone like facing down. So when Nate talks about like check this out, I have to go like what's he talking about?
Yeah, sorry.
No,
It,
not your
it's
fault.
it's been fun co-hosting with you guys and meeting different people in the industry, especially as a comic book newbie myself, like being able to hear the stories or be able just to let's face it, go off topic and go
Yeah.
go lazy. Um, it I love checking out your everything that goes behind the scenes, and we get some fun stories out there, both
Yes.
on Super Sketchy and Unhinged. Uh,
Well,
Stan,
so you have
oh,
these people that are so creative in their professional lives tend to be creative in their personal lives, and how bizarre and unhinged they can be.
yep.
So true.
Stan wants to know when launching a new comic, what is the preferred objective as an indicator of establishing a cult following? Thanks.
Oh,
First starts with a
great
human
question.
sacrifice. So we've already done three of those into an active volcano.
Yeah,
Fun.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I would say it's always about character. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter how good your story is. If the audience doesn't care about the characters, then they're lost. All stories are about people.
agree.
Even stories about Donald Duck are basically about Donald Duck as a person. It's anthropomorphizing them. Doesn't work. I mean, Cars, the movie, just turn them into people.
Yeah, yeah. It
That's
has to be a connection for sure.
yeah.
Love that.
Who is that?
That's me.
Oh,
Oh, and
Inktol
thank
yeah.
you, Ecology.
Inktology just supported the Kickstarter. Woo! Excited to get
Thank
nice.
these
you.
comics.
Thank you, Ingo.
Love to hear that, Inktology. K-pop's answer, Stan, is offer them food.
No, that's
Uh,
good.
That's a good one too.
that,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
good.
that's it's not a bad idea. I know that. I mean, both Unhinged and Super Sketchy. We've talked a little bit about food too. I
Yeah.
remember David talking about his chocolate. Like he
Yes.
love he loves chocolate. Uh,
Chocolate.
Yeah, that was Chris Cooper. Yep. Too. Wow. Can
uh,
you guys hear that thunder? We're having a
That
huge
comes from
storm.
you? Holy cow!
Yeah. Be a huge storm here in New Orleans. Pretty much every
Oh,
day this week.
oh, that's so. I love that though. I love
Yeah.
storms.
Yeah. When
Uh,
you're indoors.
well, talking about like the live streams and in promotion of Heroes Be Damned, like it's been tons of fun to see the people coming up. And I don't remember who's coming up this week or if we have more. Uh,
I'm hoping that this week will be Wednesday and it'll be Don McGregor
okay,
with my unhinged. That's the hope.
ooh.
then we can do that. We'll get that confirmed,
Yes.
but definitely can do that. And then who do you have? I know tomorrow. Normally, okay. So let me put this out there. Reset the brain for a sec. Normally, Unhinged and Super Sketchy are on two different days a week for you guys watching. You want to see more from these two individual powerhouses. Tuesdays, typically around 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time or 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Super Sketchy with Vince and Nico, which is more hangout, coffee shop vibes. Um, just getting to enjoy art and enjoy community. And then, so who's our special guest tomorrow, Vince?
Erin Yee.
Aaron Yu.
Uh, she also does like the conventions, met over the convention base. Yeah, through the conventions. It's funny.
Mhm. Nice. It's gonna
Good
be a
art.
good time. And then Terry, you said instead, so normally Unhinged with Terry Kavanaugh is typically at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time, and y'all can do the math for Central or Mountain Time. That's usually then on Thursday mornings. But we're trying, I guess, for this week for a Wednesday.
Because
Who
Thursday I'm traveling to Heroes Con
HeroCon.
in Charlotte, where Vince and I will both
Yeah,
be for the weekend.
I'm excited for that one.
gotcha? Who and who did you say it was?
Don McGregor. I'm hoping it's Don McGregor. I'm just waiting for him to confirm.
Okay, sweet. Uh, and if you guys haven't done so already, you should go back onto the 24/7 Comics channel, rewatch a lot of our rewatch all of the streams because each of them has something different. From fishing for people with Darkseid's hand and stale candy bars to pranking the Marvel office and making bookshelves collapse on people, and then the super sketchy where We could end up drawing a superhero from the 80s or 90s or a bird. Like,
That was
I mean, I
fun.
don't, I
Birds
don't,
aren't easy. Birds aren't easy to draw.
They're not when you think about it.
Yeah.
I don't draw. For the record, none of you need to know I don't draw. I just sit here
Me either.
and try to distract them. Like, uh, gentlemen, this we're gonna bring this in for a landing. Really quick. Stan says New Orleans is a majestic city, so much folklore.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
K-pop.
I live back and forth between New York and New Orleans, and I'm a born and bred New Yorker. We semi moved down here when our kids became adults and moved out. And my wife's from New Orleans, and her mom, she wanted to be closer to her mom in these later years, and I jumped at the chance to spend more time in New Orleans. It's a great city.
Nice.
Nice. K-pop. Now you have to draw the next stream. No, the best. Let me tell you, if you need somebody to draw a stick figure, I'm your guy. But I leave the drawing to the professionals and those who are more dedicated to it. Um, you guys, it's been so much fun doing this kind of mid campaign check in. I'm glad. Thank you, Inkology, for backing the Kickstarter. If you guys haven't done so already,
Thank you.
please be sure to do so because these guys work hard on it, and everything that's coming out of Heroes Be Damned is so incredible. 10 out of 10 recommend. Uh, do you guys have any closing thoughts for our saucy nuggets out there?
I just want to mention that we will be recording a podcast, a Dollar Bin Bandits podcast, later this afternoon that'll be airing next week that people should check out.
Yes, and we're going to be posting that all over the social medias as well. Dollar Bin Bandits, it's going to be awesome. These two are going to go on and share their infinite wisdom and knowledge on there, I'm sure. Vince, any other thoughts?
Just check out the Kickstarter.
Check out the Kickstarter.
You won't regret it.
And come see us in Charlotte.
And check us in Charlotte. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Flair Country.
Yeah, you guys are going to Heroes Con this coming weekend.
Yes.
And so if you guys are in
convention, honestly, that is a great convention. It's one of the most comic specific conventions out there, and I love it every time I go.
It's my first time. I can't wait.
Yeah, you're going to love it. An amazing amount of comic book guests there.
Yes.
Nice. So if you guys are going to Heroes Con, you can go say hi to these two fine folks and maybe get your hands on a copy of the Heroes Be Damned card game, or even at least see it.
And the ash cans. We'll have ash cans.
We'll have ash cans.
Lots of ash cans. Take lots of photos. Tag our people. With that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for being a part of our community. I've been the Magic Nate, not Carl Choi.
Thanks, Nate.
But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Go out there, be chaotic, do something amazing. We'll catch you guys later. Later.
Okay. See you later. Thanks.